Hey there guys, I am the Six Machine and welcome back to another Warhammer video. So we're on to the final, I believe, unless I'm missing one, Craft World page from the new codex. And that is of course the aspect focused craft world of BIEL-TAN. Now initially I skimmed all of these and I thought BIEL-TAN was pretty meh, I have to be honest. There's still a few things that I'm not all that keen on, but I have to say it's actually not too bad when you add it all up together. So let's not waste any time and we shall dive right in. Their trait Swordwind has now changed quite a bit. What is currently a pretty lackluster trait, giving you +1 leadership to aspect warriors and also letting you reroll hit rolls of 1 for all shuriken weapons, now gives you a huge boost to your battle focus, letting you count rolls of 1 and 2 as a 3 instead, meaning you are much speedier all around the battlefield and you can plan those battle focus moves much more reliably than other craft worlds. It does critically not help you get around the -3 to the roll after going through terrain caveat that battle focus has, as that does state it goes to a minimum of 0, so this will unfortunately not let your biel-tan forces cheese the new mechanic that way. But on top of that, instead of just flat rerolls on your shuriken weapons, Swordwind now gives you a free hit reroll per unit whenever they shoot or fight. This is always a really useful ability to have, made better on things with one large powerful gun usually, things like fire prisms or maybe even fire dragons and that sort of thing, but you will never regret essentially having a free command point reroll per unit whenever they are shooting or attacking your opponent. It has to be said, it's not quite as good as a free wound reroll like Ulthwé get, but still, it does help your units hit that much better, so from that perspective, your biel-tan units will be very speedy and hit very accurately with this pretty solid improvement to Swordwind. The Warlord trait has stayed very much the same, natural leader, letting you choose a friendly core unit within 6 inches, and they get to reroll their hit rolls whenever they make an attack. This has now got the core limitation, but on the flip side, it is now a 6-inch range instead of 3, and crucially, it now goes off in your command phase until the end of the turn. So this now gives you rerolls in shooting and in melee, whereas before it was just for your shooting attacks. So this new trait is pretty much amazing on anything now. Full reroll fire dragons is just brilliant, but equally giving your howling banshees or your shining spears reroll in melee will pretty much let them delete anything they charge into, so a huge improvement to that from the current 8th edition version. BIEL-TAN has got a brand new relic as well, and that's a good thing too, because their 8th edition relic is quite honestly awful. It's a 2 damage power sword that gets +1 strength and damage against orcs. It's really bad. But now their relic, the Spirit Stone of Anathlan, you can give to a Psyker, and they not only know an additional power, but they can also reroll a Psychic test once per Psychic phase. It is of course still quite niche being Psyker only, but giving something like a Farseer extra powers and more reliability with a reroll is incredibly strong and will help you to get off things like Guide or Doom or Protect or whatever you need that much more often. So again, quite niche, but pretty much a better relic in every single way over their current one. And then there is the biel-tan Stratagem. The awesome Court of the Young King has unfortunately gone. This used to give you essentially +2 to charge rolls for your aspect warrior units with an Exarch, and also reroll hit rolls of 1 with a little bit of a buff if they were near an Avatar of Cain. This has changed completely to the new Wrath of the Shrines. The new strat is cheaper at only 1 CP, which is nice, and pretty much just gives your aspect warrior units exploding 6s in either shooting or melee. So again, this could be very nice comboed with the natural leader warlord trait, howling banshees in melee, or even things like dire avengers with their catapults will just get an obscene number of hits with both of those on, hitting on 3s with full rerolls, and then each 6 counting as 2 hits instead. You will just drown your enemy in weight of fire. It is a very good, very cheap stratagem that really will help to improve the damage output of whatever aspect unit you put it on. So there we go. As I said, I didn't really give this craft world enough credit on my initial look, but it is actually really strong for buffing up things like your aspect warriors, and so if that's what you want to go for in your army, a combi build with a variety of, scorpions and shining spears and howling banshees and dark reapers, this will give you plenty of ways to boost their damage output and also help them to get exactly where on the board you need them to be. The one thing about this trait is that it doesn't do much, if anything, for your durability, which as always is a potential downside for the forces of the Eldar. But for sheer damage output, this one does look to be a pretty potent choice if you are going for an aspect heavy list. But what do you think of the biel-tan abilities? How do they compare to the other craft worlds, and will you be trying them out in the new codex? Let me know in the comments below, and as always, thank you very much for watching. Please do like and subscribe for more Warhammer content from me, but until next time, I'll catch you later, guys.